Faith is on my mind. I'm reading this book, The 7 Mountains Mandate. A warning that Christian nationalists are actively trying to Christianize the United States. See, to Christian nationalists, faiths other than their faith are simply an opinion. But faith is not an opinion. This honestly may be one of the most telling signs that we are a postmodern culture. Because we have lowered the stature of someone's faith to that of just an opinion. But faith, all faiths, are not something that can be simply set aside as yet another subjective opinion. It is not something that should be dismissed as simply a matter of choice or something of little or no daily consequence, even by those who profess to have no faith, which is never the case. An opinion is a subjective and flexible belief that can and should change with new information or new experiences. Opinions are fluid and adaptable, far different than an opinion. Faith is the product of an individual's exercise in reason. Faith can be neither proven nor disproven by the presence or absence of facts. You see, faith is an objective truth that everyone can see differently. Because faith is what we have when we answer for ourselves the fundamental question of whether the universe is created or simply the result of an endless series of endlessly interconnected and endlessly independent random events needed to fill the time and space gap between the distant past nothingness to where we are in an infinite universe billions or trillions of years later. Crucially, how we choose to fill that gap is our best forecast of where we will be tomorrow, at the end of our lives, and conceivably at the end of time. More than any opinion, our faith, our answer first to the question of whether the universe was created or simply happened, is our individual, steadfast truth that shapes our worldviews, our values, and our beliefs about every other objective truth, subjective statement, or opinion we have throughout our lives from the point we answer that fundamental and unprovable question of whether the universe was created or just random. Every person of every stripe, gender, race, ethnicity, position, IQ, and mental condition has their true faith based on their individual answer to that fundamental question, intentionally or unintentionally. Deist or atheist, where people proclaim the universe starts is where they have proclaimed their faith. This question is at the top of the mountain, and all the facts and answers and opinions we have all along the river of our lives are dependent on our declarative answer, whether we know it or not, whether we intend it or not. Our declaration of our true faith, even if only in our hearts or on our deathbeds, is an inescapable act for all of us. And those who think they are an exception are simply mistaken. The fact is, so fundamental and so impactful means it is perhaps the most important single question we answer in our lives, whether we do so consciously or unconsciously. A question of such import, well, diminishing or belittling the choice that others make, or attempting to refute or prove someone else's choice is wrong, is highly inappropriate. We may not agree with others. We should be free to express our faith, even evangelize our faith. But we must be more than just tolerant. We must respect and accept the choice others have made for themselves. We should not diminish anyone's faith by saying, well, that is your opinion, as that implies they are not serious or don't see the importance of your faith, or that they either need to change their mind or face consequences that we do not and should not control. Their faith is simply different than your faith. But their choice was not your choice. Your willingness to recognize the importance of their choice to them is a good step in having them recognize the importance of your choice to you. I am convinced our First Amendment prohibiting the government from establishing a state religion and protecting our freedom to worship as we choose reflects the founders' modernist belief that democracy needs more than toleration of other people's faith. Democracy demands that we mutually respect others' choices to achieve a mutually beneficial result. God bless America. Oh well.